So I was walking to work the other day, and it was very icy.
Yeah.
And there were garbage bins on the sidewalk to make it a narrow, one-way only sidewalk lane. And this was early in the morning. And there was a guy coming my way, running towards me. He was in a hurry. So I stopped and stepped to the side to let him pass.
Okay.
And just as he was passing, and he went to say thank you.
Yeah.
My 1 foot stepped back onto like a slope of a solid sheet of ice.
Yeah.
And my foot slipped forward. I lost my balance, and the only way for me to regain my balance was to kick my other leg forward, like literally just kick forward to keep balance right as this guy was passing me.
Yeah.
And I nearly kicked this guy.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of kept running.
Spat on you and see pat.
No. He just kept going, and we had like an awkward look because none of us knew what to do. It was the kind of thing where if he just stopped for like 10 seconds and I could have explained what happened, everything would have made sense.
Yeah, but now he hates you forever.
Well, now it was like, have you ever kicked a stranger on the street, Nick?
No.
Can you imagine what that would be like?
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
No, I
So that happened.
These things always happen to you.
Stefan, have you ever kicked a stranger on the street?
No. No, I have not.
How would you deal with that situation?
Like what you would? Your exact situation?
Mm-hmm. You kicked a stranger,
And he's running.
but he keeps going.
I'd definitely, call it a day. Just keep walking. What else are you supposed to do? You can't yell after him. That makes you seem even weirder.
You could say
I've always
sorry.
loved you.
I guess you can apologize. But even still, anything you yell after the guy who now thinks you tried to kick him as he ran past him.
How, as Canadians, did you not apologize? Isn't that, like, required legally?
I think there's an element to Canadianness where you don't want to talk to a stranger.
You don't make a scene.
Yeah.
I understand.
I think that might have to do more with Torontonians, not talking to strangers. I'm sure, like, the country.
They don't know any better out in the country, the backwoods of Canada.
Yeah,
they don't know any better.
I guess I'm from the country of sorts.
It's true.
There wasn't a lot of talking on the streets in the suburbs of Brockville.
That's because it was too cold. You can't even be out on the street.
Oh, I thought one killed him. I guess I'm wrong.
No, it was 2. I was reviewing the last video as I was posting it. Yeah, it didn't end well last time, but we're back for more.
We're joined by a friend of the show, Stefan. Say hi, Stefan.
Hello. I am a friend of the show. I'm actually I am the head of the anti-reclusionists. So.
Why aren't you a fan of the name?
I have no idea. I completely forget.
I think you just wanted to be contrary.
I think I wanted to go against. At first, I was against you guys switching to the sword.
Oh yeah.
And then I further was hurt when I won your competition and didn't receive any actual award for it.
That was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. What competition did we have?
A couple episodes ago, there was a competition to see who could figure out when Mike drank a sip of Dr. Pepper.
Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, Diet Dr. Pepper, sorry. And I correctly found it and got nothing in return.
It was for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah. You didn't answer the skill question. That's required in Canada.
You know, my dad won Roll Up the Room to Win one time. I'd call in to the hotline and answer a skill testing question, which are all like math questions, like where it's like
2 + 2 = 8.
But there's like usually brackets involved.
Yeah. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
Bed mass.
Yeah, bed mass is what we're talking in Canada, Nick.
Bed?
It's just the acronym.
Brackets. Because
Yeah.
you call them brackets. Like, brackets are square, parentheses are curvy.
Sure. Yeah, you're right.
I know these
sometimes
things.
you use brackets if there's two parentheses within parentheses.
My job involves this kind of thing, Mike. I'm well aware.
Anyway, he got the question wrong. But they didn't penalize me. They said, try that again.
Well, yeah.
It's only... for legality reasons, because you can't...
You can't have a lottery.
Yeah, can't have a lottery.
What does the lottery do?
They are run by the government, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, so they
can't have a private lottery.
Typical government breaking the law.
I can't tell you how much I hate that, because you can't like lock onto the guy, and you're trying to run away, but you have to be facing it while you're going away from it. I think I'm just probably gonna die. Oh.
This might take a while. That's why we brought Steho on, to keep everyone entertained.
And then I have to kill these crystal dudes
every time.
Every time, yeah. Because you want to rush through it, but you can't.
Now you had it last time. You were just a bit too far forward. I noticed
backing away.
In rewatching that you were so far forward that the heads were like well past you as they crashed down.
Yeah, but I don't want the heads to actually be able to hit me.
Yes, and
I was in a perfect spot last time.
Well, a little bit further back would have been better, because... Whoa, that killed him one. He must have been hit by the water stuff.
Obviously, yeah.
I'm a bit slower figuring these things out.
Did you figure that out, Stefan?
What?
The crystal guys get hurt by the water blasts. I think they're water that he's blasting.
We've already lost him. We've lost Stefan.
I didn't watch last week's episode. So
it was just posted.
This is what last week's episode was.
Recorded earlier today. Well, there was another part where you're dying a lot.
Oh shit! Let's see what happens here. Middle of a water blast and healing myself.
Well, it's better than not healing yourself.
But will it register that, or will I be in mid-animation?
I'm pretty concerned that this is happening every episode now. Like, do you remember it didn't happen every episode? Our first few, like, it started with that dragon. I feel like now that we've got some things that the game has to remember that you've done.
Maybe. So how do you watch these episodes, Stefan? Are you like naked on your couch, or are you?
Well, usually
move yourself up.
80% naked.
That worked out really well.
I did.
Okay.
No,
Come on.
I usually watch it on my couch. But
I have to get closer.
But usually late at night when I have, and as a thing while I'm doing.
Do you hook up your TV to the?
No, I can't do that yet.
So you can see the little ledge there. How naked are we talking?
Fully clothed. I lied about the nakedness. I don't actually watch Mike attack Hydra naked.
You could do worse.
Got him.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, that hit you?
Yes, Nick. That's what happened.
Oh, careful. You could see it there.
I can't make it out. Did you make it out, Stefan?
What? Whether or not there's
a drop off
there?
Yeah.
No, I was surprised as soon as you fell.
See, I think
actually, as soon as Nick started saying "No, don't," that is something bad's gonna happen to you, and then you fell.
I saw it as I was dying, but I didn't see it before.
I had the benefit of rewatching and looking for it, and you can tell. I know it's a lot easier for me not controlling anything to try to figure it out. So,
can you not swim in this game?
No. Have you ever tried swimming in a large suit of armor?
Shouldn't that wood though be like driftwood? You hang on to it.
But I think the buoyancy of the wood is negated by the
fact that you're wearing plate mail.
Yeah. What's the opposite of buoyancy? Anti-buoyancy?
Opposite of buoyancy?
Heaviness?
Heaviness, yeah, probably.
But you can be really heavy and be very buoyant.
It's true.
You're asking the wrong folks.
Yeah.
Is it because of the density?
Yeah, density. Sort of similar density, yes.
So the
we're
buoyancy
looking
versus
pretty dense right now.
Yeah.
People watching this, Google it and post a comment under it.
We should have invited a smarter friend on the show.
Well, you should have asked me questions I know about. I don't know anything about buoyancy.
What do you know about?
Get a meal on this.
Tell us something you do know.
Have we had a meal on?
No, he's hard to book.
Busy man.
Very busy.
I had dinner with Emil last night.
Oh yeah?
At
really?
Duff's.
Oh,
I didn't know Emil was coming.
Would have gone if Emil was there.
Yeah.
You were invited?
No, I guess not. You guys told me you were leaving, but you didn't actually invite me.
Well, we didn't want you to come.
Yeah, I figured I'm okay.
Well, you were eating dinner.
Well, if you said Emil was going, anyway.
Emil changed that.
Travel so far.
Man.
Yes, hopefully Emil's watching.
And he's so quick on the reload. Shit.
You can take a lot of hits, but for some reason water blasts really fuck you up.
It's magical water.
Okay.
It's like the Pokemon Onyx. Remember that? He was like a huge rock monster, and he used bubble on him, and he's toast.
Can't make it up that quick, can you, bud?
Yeah, but Pokemon makes absolutely no sense. Like, when you have a really, 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 really small Pokemon that are, like, for some reason insanely good.
Yeah. Who was your favorite?
Favorite Pokemon?
Yeah.
I don't know if I really had a favorite.
Pikachu?
No, it's lame.
Were you a fan of the cartoon?
When I was, like, young, I watched the cartoon, but the cartoon was terrible. Like, I feel like
for a kid's cartoon, it was good.
But out of all the cartoons, though, I think Pokemon made the least sense.
There was no real.
He sucked at being a Pokemon trainer.
He was terrible. He had like one Pokemon that.
Remember Pidgey?
Didn't evolve.
He had that Pidgey, and then I think he let it go at some point.
Well, it evolved. As soon as Pokemon get good, he gets rid of them.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole different way of playing it in Japan. That was not how they marketed it. They marketed it to stupid American kids as like collect them all, right? Just because they wanted to just make as much money as possible. But in Japan, it was just like have a group of friends alongside you. So it's more like just have a close knit group of Pokemon that you can stay with the whole time.
Right. But
because what Pikachu was like, right? You have them the whole time.
Well, yeah, but you can still make them good. Like in
no,
Ash,
I know, but
Ash
it's
just keeps kicking off all his Pokemon.
But there was no element of getting all 150 in the advertising in Japan.
Does no one have like OCD in Japan? Because how could you not try to? For some people, I mean,
I wonder if that happened anyway.
Okay, see, Mike, you can see. Go forward. You can see it there.
Yeah, you're right.
Watching the newer games.
But once that starts happening, it's hard.
Yeah, I know. But now you can know where to see, or maybe just take 2 steps back every time you swing the club. That's what pushes you forward. Oh, you got him.
See, I have no idea where it is now. I can use.
I can see it.
Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to use my death spot as a marker.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, that was bad. I shouldn't have done 2.
That's a good idea. Because you're dead. Oh.
I'll be in the same spot. See, I don't know how I got pushed so far back. I guess because that head came at me. Yeah.
Wow, this is the toughest one we've faced, I'd say.
Am I wearing my ring? Yeah.
You're not wearing Havel's ring, though.
No, because I'm walking on water.
Because of the slippery, yeah. So that's why you had to take off your helmet. I'm remembering the last episode. What were we talking about?
The frame rate just got really good. Are we sure we're recording right now?
Do you want me to check?
I guess it's one for a second there.
I'm always really worried that I pressed the wrong button, but I'm worried about all sorts of things.
Does it not seem like it's running at a higher frame rate than normal?
We already crashed because it had a low frame rate.
Yeah, because there was a time when it just stopped recording, but we didn't notice.
But that was the sound. Maybe.
You're right.
We can take a pot.
I think it's fine.
Yeah. If you're not hearing this, that means we failed. I do always worry, though, I don't press the record. Because there's no way to tell.
Alright.
I didn't know that about the Japanese Pokemon.
Yeah.
But in the newer games, they actually they start giving you bonuses for actually catching them all. Unlike in the first
Maybe
game.
they realized that was popular after that first one.
Probably. Well, they've made so much money selling to all the Americans and Canadians that they're like, oh, well, let's try this.
You know, there's like, you know how you can sub out Pokemon after you kill somebody?
Yes.
There's like a way, a different setting where you can't do that.
You can't do that in competitive play.
Yes, yeah, I think that's the setting. And it's like, it totally changes how you play.
Oh, I imagine.
Do you want to see something cool, Stefan?
Yes.
So I got this attack and a strong attack. But I found out last episode, if I roll into attack, I can do that.
Oh, man.
Or if I two-hand roll an attack. Oh, no, not that.
He didn't,
not that.
Wasn't quite comboed.
Two-hand roll an attack, I do this.
Oh, wow.
Or if I... Anyway.
A lot of attacks is the point.
My moveset is bigger than I thought it was.
Nice.
What bothers me about this boss is that you cannot block that.
And like hiding behind a rock, like that they placed there, does nothing.
Yeah, it's like seems more unfair than other bosses where.
And they home in on you.
Yeah.
You think you can just run over from where they're not going, and then they follow you there.
Hmm. How did you beat this before? Do you remember? Just
doing
it.
You just have to do what I was doing until it works. Like it was a winning strategy.
Yeah,
I just, I need to not mess up while doing it.
Well, I think the whole having your death spot as a marker is a good idea.
It's like you just don't die out here this time.
So, Stefan, are you playing any video games recently?
How are you spending your free time?
Yeah, other than watching all our videos religiously.
Right, naturally.
And rewatching it to hit all the
3 or
high
4
moments.
times. I think about 50% of your views are actually me.
Huh.
But I'm a woman on YouTube, so
Okay,
it probably skews your stats.
That's why we have a 61.5% female viewership,
Yeah, exactly.
according to YouTube analytics. But anyway,
it's
go
all
on.
me. I don't know. I think the game I'm probably the most of, at least recently, is MVP 2005, the baseball game.
Still.
It's the only good baseball game out there that's not for PlayStation 3. And it's just...
Here there's...
Get a PlayStation 3 now that the PlayStation 4 is out, or announced. It's going to be cheap.
It's true.
I think in the Super Nintendo era, there were a bunch of really good Japanese-only or Famicom-only baseball games that are like baseball sims.
Right.
Like RPG baseball games.
Oh, interesting. There was a very new. For Christmas, my roommate gave me a Wii baseball game, which the gameplay is pretty fun, but it has a similar thing to that. It has an RPG element to it.
I always liked that.
Where you go. The idea is you're supposed to go. It seems like a precursor to more recent games where you can create a character and sort of really go through the whole thing with.
Yeah.
The idea here is just to make the major leagues. Except that it ends up being so much more similar to a Japanese dating simulation game than you only play about 3 innings of baseball in the entire thing.
Roll.
That's what you try to avoid dying.
Roll.
I need to have my shield up, but didn't know. Rolling does nothing. Nothing does anything.
Really roll? Even the invincibility frames of rolling, it's too short?
Yeah.
And this Hydra does not like you.
See, this is why we needed you, Steo.
To keep up the positivity as Mike continues.
Well, Mike,
I have a hard time making good conversation when I'm getting killed by a Hydra.
Understandably so. He needs to concentrate.
In a frustrating way.
We need someone to respond to my questions.
Okay.
My inane questions.
Right.
So, I liked, I played on PS2, I had those RPG modes, and you could go after you got to the majors.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like in those games, but this one is all the characters look kind of odd. It's MLB Power Bros. But the thing is
Power Bros.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of silly.
Is it Japanese?
It's very Japanese
inspired.
It's of the MLB, but they all look like Mii's, sort of, like all the characters. They still have like ball heads and stuff.
I hate those things.
Yeah. Well, it's like the gameplay is actually fun. It's probably it's some of the better gameplay you're gonna get out of a Wii baseball game.
That was nice.
It doesn't have that same problem I found often in the Wii baseball game we used to own. You just hit a home run every other pitch.
Oh yeah.
You couldn't get 2 hits together because everyone is a home run.
I got the Xbox 360 version of that for $5 used.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing, except
Really?
you just pressed A instead of even swinging.
Right.
So there's a reason it was $5.
We were talking the other day about baseball, and Nick mentioned that.
Were we?
Yep. You'll know what I'm saying in a few seconds.
Okay.
So you said that baseball is America's favorite pastime, not its favorite game.
Yes, and I stand by that.
And so I think where baseball games fail is creating that pastime atmosphere. Like you need to have the NBA 2K12 announcing like really good, but like it has to be that 10 times better. And you need to have like the weird rituals and it's like the element of being in the stands because playing baseball
involves a lot of waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I think there's a very different I think baseball has the opportunity to be an incredibly good game, a sports game. Like there's a lot of.
It has the best RPG potential.
Oh,
and
for sure.
Yeah. If you can, the thing with RPGs, you just skip to when you're playing.
Right.
So that's really fun.
And I would argue that even the longer, like 15, 16 seasons down the road kind of game.
Yeah.
I think at least baseball fans like that more because baseball fans are usually really into stats, and so it's interesting to know how well your 22-year-old creative player can do when he retires at 40.
Yeah, like.
And so it keeps you playing longer than other games.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Even just the one season is so much longer. Like even.
Oh fuck.
Oh fuck. Oh okay. Yeah, I made it to about. I think I was playing. Oh, careful. Made it to. It was 2007 baseball. And I made it to about 2014, 2015.
So I can't watch on the individual things.
As a pitcher. And we won the World Series, and I had like 100-mile-an-hour fastball and all that. It was fun, but by that time, half the players were created because they can't know the future. So they always had really funny names and were terrible because they didn't develop, I guess.
What's with that?
I don't know. They probably fixed it in the next gen because this is a PS2 game.
They didn't fix it in MLB MVP 2005 is the exact same problem. So any real player by the year 2020 is just the best player in the game.
Yeah,
he has like 60 contact or something.
Yeah.
And it's like he's leaps and bounds better than any other creative player because they've never made the creative player actually any good.
Yeah.
It's the body I need to use as a marker. Fuck you.
You missed.
I know, still.
That's probably why they put that body. That was on the Knight helmet.
I get those ones. Alright,
yeah, like I remember by the time I was finished that game, like the best player in the league was like Todd Helton. He's a pretty good player. He's still in the league today. He's always been a good hitter.
Around that time, he was insanely good.
He was never insanely good, I'd say.
Really? He had a couple seasons where
he was an all-star, yeah. But I mean, like, he was never best player in the league.
Right.
And because he was just left for some reason. And even, like, I remember the team I was on, they were averaging 230. It was like the dead ball era all over again. I was a pitcher, and it was really annoying. If I gave up one run, we were toast. Because no one else, it was like every game was 2-1 or 1-0.
Right.
It was really interesting. Like, it's another thing that's interesting.
MVP didn't have that problem because MVP had everyone be terrible. So basically everyone else, it would just be if you were just kind of bad at hitting, you'd just be way better. So it wasn't so much like it was less common for them to have a bunch of.
You did it.
Oh my lord.
You did it.
Yeah, no big deal.
Stefan and I were just chatting away about baseball. Right. See, I think you needed to be totally in the zone, not having to talk.
So one of the wonderful things was finding this body to use as a marker for where I need to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was smart. Remember that, people watching this.
Has Alan beat the game?
No, he beat it long ago.
He's
super fan Alan, inspired by episode 1, I believe. Already beat it by like episode 6.
Mm-hmm.
It was like before the end of the year he beat it.
What's that ring do? Oh, that's not
Traverse Abyss.
That's a different one.
Oh,
that's not it.
Oh.
Grants extra sorcery castings but halves HP. So not useful at all.
Unless you want to become a sorcerer.
Dragon scale is good though for drag him up.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember one of the funnier names that have popped up in the fake name was Numbers Jacob. Numbers as the first name, Jacob as the last name.
Baseball has the best athlete name.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I believe there's one of the top prospects right now is named Jurickson Profar.
Yeah.
I liked Coco Crisp.
Coco Crisp is good.
Yeah. He also has a great hair.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of things going for him.
What's great about his hair? I never noticed.
He was a fro for a while.
It's currently he has a fro, but then he also has a really bushy goatee.
Oh,
so
really?
he's got a whole got a whole hair thing going on.
I always thought basketball was best for hair.
Basketball is definitely best for hair.
Facial hair, though, baseball.
That's because...
At least traditionally.
Like Raleigh fingers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But basketball is the only sport where they're not wearing a hat. Careful.
I think I'm in the clear here.
Okay, I think so. But never think that in Dark Souls.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear that incredibly douchey thing Brett Lowry did?
No, but I'm not surprised.
No, not exactly. Apparently, he's still very bitter. This is on a Vice magazine, so who knows how.
Oh.
But the tweets are real, so at least half of it is real.
Now it's slowing down. Well, we must be recording.
Go on, Steph.
Basically, he's apparently still. He made a tweet a couple days ago, saying something like, "Some name is soft" or something like that, and no one really understood why he'd post this because like they won't even know whose connection with this guy.
Was it Brett?
No, it wasn't Brett. And they looked into it. It turned out to be the guy he was talking about was his high school basketball coach.
Huh.
And apparently, Brett Lowry, from later tweets and things like this, Brett Lowry was still bitter that he didn't get enough, that he was either cut or didn't get enough playing time in grade 10 on his senior basketball team because of some other player who was in some way affiliated with the coach who was a grade 12 and probably better than him at basketball.
Yeah.
But Brett Lowry still holds a grudge to this day, so much so that he will tweet randomly against this man.
I mean, like, I want to like Brett Lowry, or Lowry, however you say it.
Lowry, that's right.
Lowry, because...
All right, maybe you're right. I don't know.
It's hard to say. It's not like Lowry, like Kyle Lowry, but it's kind of like that. But yeah, I want to like him, but he just seems like a douche.
I think I just have to. I'm gonna like him in the way that I like. He's gonna annoy so many opposing players.
That's true. That's
true. He's got like if he ever changes teams, I will boo him as much as I want. But as long as he's on the Jays, I'm just gonna like him because he's gonna piss off everybody, and then do well for the Jays because he's a great player.
Yeah.
So I bet you're pretty excited then for the upcoming season?
I am. I'm very excited.
Spring training over yet?
No, it just begun, Mike.
Yeah,
I
think
the first games are today.
Yeah, I think the first Jays game's at 12:30 today.
No, I think the first Jays game is tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
But the first games at all are today.
Oh, okay.
How are you feeling about the World Baseball Classic?
I'm excited. I love the idea. I really wish it was back in the Olympics, personally, but
they never get real players
exactly,
to play at the
They have
Olympics.
softball in the Olympics, right?
No, they got rid of it.
Oh,
they
really?
got rid of both of them.
Wow.
Because their owners basically that America won them too often.
And then that year, America lost to Japan.
Yeah. I know. I really like the World Baseball Classic. I think it's a cool idea.
Yeah.
It's one of those. I don't know when. I guess you can't probably time it any better than it's timed now.
Yeah, exactly.
But even still, it's a weird timing. If only because it's gonna have, because have you seen the United States' team?
No.
It's really not very good.
Oh no. Well,
and if largely because they just don't care.
You quitting to see if the NPC you're looking for appears?
Yeah. It wasn't there last time, so this should work.
There's it's possible that I do not automatically get the DLC.
Not even in the DLC this happens. You have to save her from a... Well, you'll see.
Okay. Anyway.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah. Back to the WBC.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a great idea, and it'll be interesting. Joey Votto recently announced he's actually going to play for the Team Canada. So that's exciting.
Yeah. Team Canada,
really
best Team Canada ever.
Could be.
They almost beat the U.S. I saw the game in 2009.
They did
here.
Did they beat the U.S.?
No, they almost did. At least the game I went to, they lost. But it was like Jason Bay got struck out.
Oh, okay.
With the bases loaded.
Right.
Who is the best Canadian baseball player ever?
There's one in the Hall of Fame.
Who's that?
Ferguson Jenkins.
Oh yeah, Fergie. I didn't know he's Canadian. He was on the Red Sox.
He's the only Canadian in the Hall of Fame. Larry Walker could join him theoretically.
Larry Walker won't make it.
No, probably not. He was clean in the steroid era, but
shit.
At least
well, yeah,
hopefully.
But he's just not good enough.
Yeah, it's true.
Honestly, I think soon enough, those steroid guys will get into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Really?
Because the Hall of Fame is a museum, not a shrine. or it should be.
Right.
And they were the best players of their era. They cheated, and like that shouldn't be ignored.
Right.
Or condoned. But the Hall of Fame is like, guys who did spitball are in there, guys who did like illegal drugs are in there.
Will it be posthumous, you think?
No, I think after this generation of sports writers is gone,
I think we'll see. I think
maybe at their final year of eligibility.
I think the greatest, like the true greats who would have made it anyways, will make it in relatively.
That's what I mean. I think the borderline guys like
yeah.
Sosa or Palmeiro won't make it.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling McGuire, Bonds, and
McGuire
Clemens. He's borderline, I guess.
McGuire and Sosa. I think if one of them gets in, the other one has to get in. I think.
Do you think Pete Rose will ever get in?
I kind of think he should.
At some point, I think so. If it had probably through some sort of back.
There's always the veteran committee.
Yeah.
I think he should. I mean,
I don't think he'll ever actually be given his titles back though. They really don't like cheating in baseball. Or betting on baseball.
Yeah. What do you think about Ryan Braun basically being a confirmed steroid cheat?
That's so weird. What is it confirmed just because he's on more of the writing on the...
Yeah, he claimed that he was only... There was like a clinic in Miami that had records of who they sold steroids to. And he claimed that he was only in those records because his lawyer consulted them in regards to his other case previously. But more records have come out since then that sort of cast doubt on that explanation. And it's one of those things where you maybe get the benefit of the doubt once.
Right.
You want to get the benefit of the doubt twice? Let's hear what this person has to say.
Should we give her the benefit of the doubt?
Kill her.
At least once.
She looks like me, sort of.
Kill her.
So, 'tis thou who rescueth me. Most gracious, I am deeply obliged. I am Dusk of Ulyssil. I cometh from an age long before thine. I cannot stay here for long. So, before I disappear, allow me to ask one thing. My home, Ulyssil, is the home of ancient sorceries. My hope is to pass this profound knowledge to thee, with thine approval. Would this be of assistance to thee? My heartfelt thanks. I am pleased beyond words. Then I shout, engrave my signature. If thou art in need, pray summon me from my signature. It seems that my time is done. May the great flames guide thee.
Interesting.
How about that? Don't see that every day.
No, so she was inside the golem.
Yep. That old story.
If I had a nickel.
The all story.
Yeah, you've been talking about all stories recently. What is that? Where does this term come from? Because I've never heard it before.
The Giant Bomb Podcast. Yeah, there's a lot of talk of shared mythologies, and I don't know if you've ever read Sir George Fraser's, or James Fraser's, The Golden Bough.
No.
History of Magic and Religion or something. It's about the various seemingly disconnected cultures having the same, like trickster gods.
Yeah.
Or, usurping a king. Things that are in...
Thunder gods, war gods.
Yeah, all that stuff. Last generation of video game consoles. And also a lot of media, like movies and literature of around our time had what some call an all story of ancient race that leaves behind technology far more advanced than us.
Yeah.
But it turns out that they're very flawed and some often evil. And then there's like a chosen one who stops a cycle of time Usually because each time you gain a little more knowledge as history repeats itself.
Yeah.
Until you get to this final person. Mass Effect, Halo, The Matrix. What was that series of books you were saying, Stefan?
Well, Foundation is a bit different, but Foundation's from the night is like
the 60s or something.
Very old. It's great though.
Prometheus.
Yeah.
So where are we heading now, Mike? Are we gonna?
I'm gonna get some food.
Call it a day.
Yeah, this is very successful.
That was a very good episode. Good follow up. At the end of last episode, they said it was a cliffhanger.
We've never had a time when after an episode where in an episode where I fight a boss, I get him in that episode so far. Mm. But every now and then there's been times where they've killed me. But then the next episode it's never been a huge run of episodes where I've been stuck.
No.
No Dragon Ball Z sort of thing.
We just need to bring on either Stefan or Dave to guest so you can put your full concentration and effort into it.
See you later.
Well,
thanks for coming, Stefan.
Thanks for coming. We'll have to have you back one day.
Yeah, for sure.
And bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.